Hello, how are you? And can you look at my screen? This is for you. This is the golden opportunity for you. Well, as I told you, TES is starting with rapid courses for Rajasthan set and Maharashtra set. So I thought I will actually give you the details because in case you're interested, you can join it, okay? Today is the day. Well, TES rapid course for Rajasthan set in which you will have revisions, daily quizzes, model tests, and power sessions, okay, along with capsule videos, right? Now, all this will come to you for 999. I don't think that's too much of an amount. So, if you think that you need some extra help, go for it. It's my recommendation. Call on the number 93878 39871 right now. Okay. Now, similarly, we're starting with Maharashtra set rapid course as well. You can see it here on the screen. Okay. This similarly will have revisions, daily quizzes, capsule videos, model tests, and power sessions, right? But obviously, the questions will be a little different because we know that in Maharashtra set, they give attention to Dalit literature and also the Marathi writers. So, yes, few changes will be there, but overall, the main course is the same for both these set exams. Okay, so join it, right? और आज का सेशन लेकर मैं आ गई हूं आपको राजस्थान सेट के लिए हेल्प करने के लिए 15 questions, 15 answers and precise explanation. Okay, चालू करें. Question number 1. Two pioneering feminist tracts, Kate Millett's Sexual Politics and Germaine Greer's The Female Eunuch, were published in. Basically, ये दो books हैं which are feminist books, Sexual Politics and Female Eunuch. These were published in which year? Option A 1970, B 1972, C 1978, or D 1982. Think, batao. It is option A 1970. I'll tell you a little bit about both these authors. Well, Kate Millett, you can see her on the screen. This is her only, her photo. Kate Millett's Sexual Politics. So, Kate's full name was Catherine. She was an American feminist writer who lived from 1934 to 2017, right? While Germaine Greer is 84 years old right now, and she is an Australian writer of sexual politics. In this book, Kate discusses how patriarchy or men have dominated sexual relationships and how 20th century Western literature and art is filled with male dominance. So, this is the crux, okay? Now, let's come to the female eunuch. This book says, point number 1, that the tradition represses women's sexuality, rendering her as a eunuch. Like, take a line from the book. It says, the world has lost its soul, and I, my sex. She says that change can come only through revolution and not by evolution. Germaine says these lines, okay, in The Female Eunuch. So these are the two covers, Sexual Politics and The Female Eunuch, both published in the year 1970. Let's move on. Question number 2. Which of these two novels by Anita Desai were shortlisted for the Booker Prize? इनमें से कौन से दो नॉवेल्स हैं बाय अनीता देसाई जो कि बुकर प्राइज के लिए शॉर्टलिस्ट किए गए? ऑप्शन ए इन कस्टडी, बी फीस्टिंग फास्टिंग, सी द विलेज बाय द रिवर और डी फायर ऑन द माउंटेन. Tell me the two novels. It is option A and B, which means in custody and feasting, fasting. Okay, these two were shortlisted. And look at Anita Desai on the screen. Well, Anita Desai, born 1937, she's 85 years old right now. She's an Indian novelist and she was a professor of humanities at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Okay, Abhi, both of these novels, along with one more novel of hers. So 3 of her novels were shortlisted for Booker Prize. These two and another, the third one is called Clear Light of Day. Okay, so Clear Light of Day, In Custody, and Feasting Fasting, all 3 Booker Prize shortlist. All right. Abhi ek fact batati hu. Fun fact. You know Kiran Desai, right? The Indian author of famous works like The Inheritance of Loss. Well, Kiran Desai is Anita Desai's daughter. So Anita and Kiran are mummy beti. Okay, let's move on. Question number 3. Which of the following is not a part of the Cromwell trilogy written by the British novelist Hilary Mary Mantel? Not a part of the Cromwell trilogy. Your options are A. Wolf Hall, B. Bring Up the Bodies, C. The Mirror and the Light, or D. A Place of Greater Safety. Can you tell me which is not in it? It is option D, A Place of Greater Safety. And look at Hilary Mantel on the screen. She has such striking features, no facial features. Now let's talk about Hilary. Born 1952, lived with us till 2022. She wrote historical fiction, okay? And this takes us to her Cromwell trilogy. These 3 books, as you can see them on the screen, A, B, C, these 3 books cover the life of Thomas Cromwell, who was a British lawyer, and he lived from 1485 to 1540 during the reign of King Henry VIII. Okay, so the life of Thomas Cromwell in Cromwell's trilogy, also called as Wolf Hall trilogy. Easy? Let's move on. Question number 4. Arrange the following chronologically according to their year of publication. Look at these works, arrange them according to their year of publication. A, the years, B, between the acts, C, Orlando, and D, To the Lighthouse. You know all these works are written by Virginia Woolf, a 20th century modernist author from England, who's famous for stream of consciousness narrative technique. Can you tell me kaun sa pehle work aaya unka? It is easy. Let's discuss it. Well, the answer is C, DCAB. So let's say To the Lighthouse was published first in the year 1927. Orlando, a biography, was published in the year 1928. Then came The Years, published in the year 1937. And the last is Between the Acts, which was published in the year 1941. And look at Virginia Woolf's face. लंबा है मेरे जैसा मेरा भी फेस लंबा है सबके फेसेस के शेप्स कितने अलग अलग होते हैं ना साइजेस शेप्स God actually has made all of us unique, right? Physically and otherwise. We all are unique in our characteristics, in our attitude, and we all are beautiful in our own ways. Yeah? And I have to tell you, do you know where is Kalyani, ma'am? She's in Pune right now. She's taking a workshop today and tomorrow at AG College, where she will tell us about how to prepare for NET, self-learning for NET as well as Maharashtra SET. So if you stay in Pune, you have to visit her, okay? She must be taking the seminar right now, today and tomorrow. And in fact, this workshop will be paper 1 included and paper 2, both of them, right? Hello, Kalyani ma'am. Okay, let's move on to question number 5. Who said, I have no brains above my eyes. I describe what I see. I don't have brains up. I describe what I see. Who said these lines? Such a satirical lines, no? Your options are A. John Webster, B. W.M. Thackeray, C. Thomas Carlyle, or D. Thomas Hardy. Kisne bola? Bola W.M. Thackeray, William Makepeace Thackeray. Well, you know, he was born in Kolkata, okay? He belongs to an Anglo-Indian family. But then at the age of 5, he went to England and he stayed there. He lived from 1811 to 1863. I mean, why does Thackeray say these lines? Why did he say it? Well, he said it because he was actually very satirical, ironical, and always attacking. What was he attacking? Snobbery, pretentiousness, deception. Okay, and that is why he said it. Boss, I have no brains above my eyes. I describe what I see. Okay, Thackeray, sir. Tell me his famous work. Vanity Fair. Yes? Let's move on. Question number 6. What is the subtitle of the Prelude by Wordsworth? Okay, subtitle of the Prelude. Your options are A, Growth of a Poet's Mind, B, an autobiography, C, a poet's growth, or D, a window to my soul. पता है ये क्वेश्चन देख के थोड़ा तो कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे बिकॉज ए एंड बी दोनों करेक्ट है बट अभी वी विल गो विद ए आई टेल यू द फुल टाइटल ऑफ द प्रिल्यूड इट सेज द प्रिल्यूड और ग्रोथ ऑफ अ पोएट्स माइंड एन ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल पोएम Okay, और इधर देखो अपन को A दिया है growth of a poet's mind and B an autobiography. So don't get confused. Pick A only, growth of a poet's mind. Okay. Now William, you know it, Wordsworth. Wordsworth was an English romantic poet. Okay, born 1770, lived till 1850. Well, the Prelude is his magnum opus, right? Its full title is this, as I told you. It's written in blank verse. And actually, Wordsworth started writing the Prelude from 1798 till the end of his life. मतलब लिखते ही गए and इन्होंने तो title भी नहीं दिया इस work को. All he called this work was poems, poems, poems. So finally, after his death, the Prelude was published posthumously in the year 1850. Okay, and the title was given by his wife Mary. Right? Let's move on. Question number 7. Who among the following has written the essay, The Indian Jugglers? So, The Indian Jugglers is written by option A, Charles Lamb, B, Joseph Conrad, C, Thomas de Quincey, or D, William Hazlitt. You know it. It is option D, William Hazlitt. And look at that Indian juggler. And look at that Veen bajane wala supera. Look at that Indian culture here, as you can see. Well, William Hazlitt, you know, was an English essayist and literary critic who lived from 1778 to 1830, right? Now, he was at par with Samuel Johnson and George Orwell when essays were concerned. Hazlitt wrote The Indian Jugglers, in which he said that he was stunned by the performance of a juggler, right? And for him, Hazlitt says that skill surmounting difficulty and beauty triumphing over skill. And further on, Hazlitt says that in the course of the juggler's act, he tosses two brass balls in the air. Okay, he tosses two brass balls in the air, which is easy and anybody of us can do it. But then two becomes four, and then he juggles four balls, which is something which none of us could do. So he's describing the life of an Indian juggler and his magnetic acts and everything in this essay, right? This takes us to question number 8. Moth, Smoke, The Reluctant Fundamentalist, and How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia are novels written by. These three novels are by whom? Your options are A, Negub Mehfooz, B, Mohsin Hamid, C, Babsi Sidhwa, or D, Mumtaz Mufti. Come on, who has written all three of them? It is option B, Mohsin Hamid. Look at him on the screen. A British Pakistani novelist. Okay, मैंने सोचा अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा आपको बता दूं. पहले moth smoke के बारे में बात करते हैं. Look at that cover. Can you connect something with moth smoke? Well, I can connect it with drugs, with smoking. So yes, I'll tell you. Well, Moth Smoke talks about a banker in Pakistan who has lost his job and he has fallen in love with his best friend's wife. And finally, he falls into drugs and crime. Okay. Now, the second work, The Reluctant Fundamentalist. Well, this is a frame narrative story in which there is a person sitting in Lahore Cafe one evening and he talks to an American stranger telling him about his love story with an American woman. And finally, why did he, abandon America forever? Okay, this is a story of the reluctant fundamentalist. Abhi, what is the story of how to get filthy rich in rising Asia? वो आप देखेंगे, सब कुछ मैं नहीं बताऊंगी. Let's move on to question number 9. In his trip to the island of Luggnagg, Gulliver encounters a group of people who are immortal. What are these people called? Immortal people in Gulliver's travels are called. Your options are A, Struldbrug, B, Glumdalclitch, C, Hugh Hin Hims, or D, Flapping Eagle. कौन है ये लोग जो मरते ही नहीं है? The answer is option A, Struldbrug. Okay, Gulliver's Travels, a 1726 satirical novel by Jonathan Swift. आसानी से सुनिए. Struldbrugs are normal human beings till the age of 80. But after 80, they are legally dead, which means they can't own property, they are dead in front of law. But the point is, they don't die. They keep on aging, aging, aging. मतलब बूढ़े होते जाते हैं and they are dejected, they lose their eyesight, they lose their hair, but they don't die. And there is one feature by which you can recognize a Struldbrug. What is it? See, I'm doing something. Do you know they have a red dot just above their left eyebrow, and this is how you recognize a struldbrug. पर मैं नहीं हूँ भैया. I am not immortal. I want to be mortal. I'm Hina only. But did you get it? Struldbrugs. I hope you'll never forget it. And look at them. Look at these struldbrugs on the screen. Yeah, all just down. Can't even walk. Can't even die. ये तो बड़ी समस्या है, हाँ? Let's move on. Question number 10. Who wrote the screenplay for John Fowles' 1969 novel, The French Lieutenant's Woman? Your options are A. Tom Stoppard, B. Harold Bloom, C. Samuel Beckett, or D. Harold Pinter. Who wrote the script for The French Lieutenant's Woman? Bataiye. The answer is option D, Harold Pinter. Well, John Fowles, you can see him on the screen, an English novelist of 20th century. Now, he wrote a historical fiction, okay, called as The French Lieutenant Woman. Abhi 1969 में he wrote it, but 1981 में इस किताब की बन गई movie. And movie की script किसने लिखी? The man on the screen, Harold Pinter. Easy, easy. Let's move on to question number 11. Nissim Ezekiel won his Sahitya Academy Award for. The options are A. Enterprise, B. Latter-day Psalms, C. Dance of the Eunuchs, or D. Relationships. What did Nissim Ezekiel win the Sahitya Academy for? The answer is option B, Latter-day Psalms. Abhi Latter-day Psalms kya hai? See, Nissim, was an Indian Jewish poet. Now, Jews in Israel sing psalms as a religious devotion in the church, etc. So now, just these psalms, their philosophical way, their religious way, this is all what was written in this work, Latter-day Psalms, okay? And in the year 1983, Nissim won the award for this work, right? अगर आप dictionary में जाके Psalms का मतलब देखेंगे, so it will be saying that it's a book of the Old Testament, which is composed of sacred songs and poems, which are meant to be sung, right? Okay? Abhi, Israel people, they don't go to church. Their place of religion, their place of worship is called something else. Can you tell me in the comment section below? You should tell me. Look at it, right? Let's move on to question number 12. About whom Keats said, poetry comes to him as naturally as leaves come to a tree, right? Leaves come to a tree naturally. Similarly, poetry comes to this man. Who is that man? Your options are A. Thomas Chatterton, B. Spenser, C. William Shakespeare, or D. William Wordsworth. Well, it is option C, William Shakespeare. But मैं बताऊं, ये line नहीं थी. जो exact line Keats ने बोली, it was, if poetry comes not as naturally as the leaves to a tree, it had better not come at all. Okay, these were the real lines. And Keats actually wrote this in a letter to his friend in the year 1870. So these lines are from a letter that Keats wrote, right? Let's move on. Question number 13. His Coy Mistress to Mr. Marvell is a poem by. Your options are A. Andrew Marvell, B. A.D. Hope, C. Margaret Atwood, or D. Alice Munro. Kisne likhi ye poem? The answer is option B, A.D. Hope. Look at him on the screen. An Australian poet and an essayist known mainly for his satirical side, satire in his works. Now, do you remember the poem To His Coy Mistress, the 1681 poem written by Andrew Marvell, in which the speaker persuades his lover to be physical with him? बस उसी का जवाब दिया है A.D. Hope ने in this poem, in which the lady is saying to Mr. Marvell that, listen, mister, I have nothing to offer you, period. Let's move on. Question number 14. Stuart Hall became the director of Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies in the year. The options are A, 1970, B, 1972, C, 1987, or D, 1990. अब ये तो कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपको याद ही करनी पड़ेंगी, right? Stuart Hall कब बने director इस center के? The answer is option B, 1972. Look at Stuart here on the screen. He was a Jamaican-born British literary cultural theorist, lived from 1932 to 2014, right? And this takes us to the last question of the day. Where is the Glass Menagerie set? The Glass Menagerie novel by Tennessee Williams, who's an American playwright. Where is this work set? Your options are A, New Orleans, B, Laurel, Mississippi, C, St. Louis, or D, New Jersey. It is St. Louis, an apartment in St. Louis in the late 1930s. Okay. Now, actually, Tennessee Williams calls it a little bit of his autobiographical work. Okay. You should know it. So, a little bit of uh, Tennessee Williams' mother, sisters' images, they are shown in this work, right? And we are done. Okay. I hope you had fun and I hope you gained the knowledge that you wanted, right? This is Hina from Team TES, and I will see you again tomorrow with more such question answers. Okay, take care of yourself. Bye bye.